Had 2 goes at it, so now you can get out on Waiheke Island, throw that line over the boat, be a happy man.
Oh yeah, but you know, I've got so much respect for what the boys have done. Over 8 years, it's been outstanding.
We're so proud of you. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Well done, sir. Is that an indication that he might be the next sporting knight from New Zealand? You've got to remember that Owen Frank, Sam Whitelock, Aaron Cruden and Israel Dagg were not even born the last time New Zealand won this. 1987.
There was talk from the Prime Minister that maybe Henry and the Corp would
Terry
get
Henry.
knighthood.
It's a fantastic performance by you, Terry. I've got to say, man of the match, wonderful performance by you in this final. Terry Henry, looking back, former French football player, would have been very proud of you tonight, but wasn't quite enough.
No, it wasn't quite enough, and I'm happy to be the man of the match, but it's true that most of the important was in the game, but thank you, thanks a lot.
It's hard to sink in, I know, at a moment like this when you've tried so hard. So please accept this Man of the Match award, please, from Ian Kent, who's the President, International Markets of MasterCard Worldwide.
Yes, congratulations, Terry Dusatois. So he's up against Will Genia and David Pocock for International Player of the Year, as well as Piri Wipu, Jerome Kono and Ma'anonu. So that will be named on Monday night. So we're standing by for the presentation. We're going to stay with it here at Eden Park, and this wonderful country has been a wonderful host, New Zealand, and after what they've been through,
we're only minutes away from the
they deserve a celebration.
The Rugby World Cup 2011 champions. The Webb Ellis Cup will now be delivered to the presentation podium.
Yes, the Christchurch earthquake, the Pike River mining disaster, the Rena oil spill in the Bay of Plenty, and now, after all that, the
delivering the trophy is an All Black legend. He captained and coached the All Blacks, including as coach of the Rugby World Cup 1987 winning All Blacks. He was knighted in 1999 for his services to the game. Please welcome Sir Brian Lahore.
I had the pleasure of playing in a World 15, coached by Brian Lahore, a magic man.
Accompanying him is a young player
fabulous man
from the Christchurch region with a lifetime of rugby ahead. His name, Seth Murray.
Gee, what a moment for that youngster. And a nice touch, remembering Christchurch and the Canterbury region, who've been through so much suffering. He's waited a long time as well, Brian Lahore. 24 long years, like the rest of the long-suffering All Black fans. But now, the monkey is off their back. The Webb Ellis Cup, the symbol of international rugby supremacy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Rugby World Cup 2011 presentation party. Bernard Lapasse, Chairman of the International Rugby Board and Rugby World Cup Limited. The Right Honourable John Key, Prime Minister of New Zealand. Mike Eagle, Chairman of the New Zealand Rugby Union. Jock Hobbs, former Chairman of the New Zealand Rugby Union and Rugby New Zealand 2011. Brian Roach, Chairman of Rugby New Zealand 2011. And Pierre Cameau, President of the Fédération Française de Rugby. Ladies and gentlemen, to receive their Rugby World Cup medals, the match officials from tonight's match. Craig Joubert, Alain Roland, Nigel Owens, and Julio De Santos. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the match officials from tonight's encounter. Ladies and gentlemen, now to receive their Rugby World Cup silver medals, Captain Thierry Dusatoir and France.
People didn't think they would be in with a big shot here because they really didn't perform in the pool matches. They lost 2 games to New Zealand and Tonga. They scraped through their quarterfinal and semi-final, but they're on the job in Auckland tonight.
Pepe, the second row, went off injured.
Haran Ordiki, brilliant.
What a final series he had. Dominant. Tell you what, I reckon they played better rugby tonight than the All Blacks.
They did. They really played. They threw it wide. They stuck to their game plan. Their scrum was strong. Their line-out was good.
But defence wins big matches, and the All Blacks stood firm.
Well, 1 try apiece. It's a brilliant set move from line-out move from the All Blacks for Woodcock's try. Rougerie, massive game tonight. He was brilliant.
Well, we finally saw the midfield running and being creative. Maxime Mirmos must have gone close to being man of the match, the 12. Rougerie was good. But on the other hand, Conrad Smith was rock solid on defence. So too Nonu. Wonderful match by both of these teams. Low scoring, but the intensity was huge. So France, runners up in 87, 99, and now 2011. It wasn't third time lucky for them. So many of these players will now retire over the next 4 years. A new breed will come through under a new coach, Philippe Saint-André, taking over from Marc Livremont, who is receiving his medal now.
Yeah, they've been absolutely bagged mercilessly, this French team over here. And Liefremont's bagged his own team, called them childish, and bagged mercilessly, this French team over here. And Liefremont's bagged his own team, called them childish and immature and lazy, and he's ripped into them. And the press have loved that.
Well, you don't know how much has been correctly reported either. Livremont wasn't coaching. Livremont wasn't going to training even. There was all sorts of stories travelling around about the French because they weren't playing like we knew they could play. Look at their coaching staff. Together. They believed. If they were the only ones, they believed that they could do it today, and they came so close.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a game, what a team. Rugby World Cup 2011 silver medalists, France.
Well, they're up and down in the 4-year period between World Cups, but when it comes to the tournament itself, over the many, many years, they've been able to lift. And that is why they're up into the top 3 in world rankings. It's New Zealand 1, Australia 2, France 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, to receive their gold medals as winners of Rugby World Cup 2011, Captain Richie McCaw and world champions New Zealand.
Oh, the roar goes around Eden Park and right around New Zealand. The Auckland waterfront will be jumping at the moment. And David Kirk and his successful 1987 All Blacks will also be celebrating this one. They'll be happy for the 2011 team because for so long the 87 men have had to watch in despair as the All Blacks have failed, but in 2011 they got across the line. 8 points to 7. Richie McCaw, congratulations.
Think about Richie in 2003. Lost that semi-final to Australia. Unexpected loss. 2007, he was captain of the New Zealand team. In the very unlikely loss to France in the quarterfinal. Now he stands there a winner in his own country.
Aaron Cruden just getting his medal, on crutches, trying to get up on the podium.
Big question, will Dan Carter be there to pick up a medal? He played a couple of games.
Yeah, he gets one.
Brad Thorne getting very close to receiving his. Won a Super Rugby title with the Crusaders, 92 caps. There he is there. Brad Thorne, one of the great stories of international sport, an NPC title with Canterbury. I mentioned he played rugby league for Australia and for Queensland and for the Brisbane Broncos. Stephen Donald, what a moment for him. He was fishing 2 weeks ago. Got the phone call and thought someone was joking. And then it was Mills Muliaina, his Chiefs teammate, who said, mate, answer your phone.
Stand by, Clarkie. Dan Carter is going to come up on the big screen for the fans here very shortly.
Stephen Donald, didn't they deride him after that performance in Hong Kong? Some of the emails were hateful going around about Stephen Donald.
Yep.
And he comes out and he's the hero.
There's Mills.
Millie Muliaina, who brought up his 100th test. Colin Slade ruled out with a groin injury.
I think it's the next one. Yeah.
There it is, Dan Carter.
Tragic.
Graham Henry, who will take over? It won't be this man, Wayne Smith. He's going to assist with the Chiefs in Super Rugby. Will it be this one? Will it be Steve Hansen, who's been a loyal servant to Graham Henry for the past 8 years? Kieran Reid started slowly in the tournament, coming back from injury. Conrad Smith, rock solid. The only undefeated team throughout 2011 in the Rugby World Cup, New Zealand. So destiny was on their side. Everyone thought it would be New Zealand and Australia, the way the draw panned out early on. But Ireland had second thoughts, knocking over Australia, pushing the Wallabies onto the New Zealand side of the draw. They played in the semi-finals. France knocking Wales out with a 1-point victory in their semi. Well, he's got a few souvenirs. Plenty of skin off the face of Richie McCaw, but he won't be hurting at the moment. Full of pride. And this amazing record at Eden Park continues for the men in black.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bernard Lapasse and the Right Honourable John Key will now present the Webb Ellis Cup to Richie McCaw.
There's a general election coming up next month. You'd think that Prime Minister John Key might be safe.
Oh, he could get 100% of the vote.
Yeah.
After this.
24 years. The monkey is off their back. New Zealand, World Cup champions. The number 1 ranked team in World Rugby is world champion again. The celebration about to begin at Eden Park. I think it began about 5 hours earlier at the waterfront.
Of Rugby World Cup 2011, our team, world champions, New Zealand!
All jockeying for position so they can all get their heads in the shot. World champions. The Jimmy Cowan harper, I think that one was.
The fireworks on this beautiful harbour in Auckland. Hundreds of thousands at Party Central in downtown Auckland.